And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the Table X. I'm your host for tonight, as usual. And tonight, I want to talk about a special subject, right? Experts. And I think you guys saw the thumbnail, right? And the reason that I wanted to do this show, first off, I would like to say that I'm not an expert on this on the subject matter, as in I didn't go to school for it and graduate for it. I don't have a fancy degree like these people, um, stating that I have a bachelor degrees or a master's degree in Russian history or something like that, or in Putin histories. So I don't have that, but that's meaningless because as you're about to see, as I'm about to prove to you guys, that is meaningless. So I want to start out with by saying, although I'm not an expert, but I did, and that's all you have to do really is get informed. There's plenty of books and documentaries on any subject matter that you would want to that you might be interested in. So that's what I did. So just to kind of like, that's why I have those books here to kind of like show my credential per se. So let's get rid of these. Sorry. Okay. Now, yes. So I don't want people to get this video confused to as in saying that I'm a Putin supporter, I'm a Putin lover, or anything like that, right? But you have to be factually correct, right? If someone is truly evil, you don't have to lie to make it seems that they are evil, right? The facts should present itself. So Putin, in my opinion, he does have a thug mentality, right? A thug street, like a gangster, you could say, because he does suppress opposition. He does kill some of his oppositions. For instance, Navalny, I think that's how you pronounce his name. That's one of his major opposition. And to be fair with you, I don't think if there were to be in a general election between Putin versus Navalny, that Putin wouldn't still win. He still would have won, and that guy's in jail. So I don't want to make it seem like Putin is an angel. No, he's not. He's far from it. But just because someone is not an angel doesn't mean that you have to compare them to Hitler, right? And then we live in this world that, oh, anything that someone says that you don't agree with, oh, they're Hitler, they're Nazis, and that kind of defeats the purpose. So, in my opinion, I think so. Now, who should we compare to Hitler? Right, because Hitler's supposed to be the worst of the worst, right? But if someone calls you Hitler, you're the worst, right? And he does deserve that reputation that he has. There's no question about it, right? So the only in modern history, the only person, not the only person, but there's only three people that I could say that um that rivals or surpass um Hitler in terms of evil, right? One is Chairman Mao, right? Killed over, some estimate has it between 50 to 100 million Chinese, right? In the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution. And that's not even to mention the civil war that he had during the Civil War. We're not even counting those, right? And then after that, you have Stalin, right? We know about the Great Famine, the purges that he did in the late 20s and 30s, early 30s, right? And someone that not too many people know of, in my opinion, definitely deserve to be in that class is Pol Pot, right? He was the dictator of Cambodia in the early 60s, where he would, I think, yeah, he killed 50% of the population of the Cambodian population, right? If girls that was going to school that was wearing glasses that you considered as intellectual, right? You you would die just for that, just for wearing glasses, right? So that's evil on a mass scale, killing 50% of the population. Okay, so those are the people who are who I would say you should really compare to Hitler. Other than that, in modern now, people that they're saying that Hitler is not. And so let me show you the example that I'm talking about. All right. So the person that we're going to be talking about today is Michael McFaul. McFaul. He was the. Let me share the screen with you guys. Uh, No, it's not sharing. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Chrome. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. Share this. Okay. I had it on the second screen, but for whatever reason, it won't come up. Right. So this is the person that we're going to be talking about today. He was the U.S. ambassador to Russia under Obama from 2012 to 2014, and currently he's a professor at Stanford. So this is someone who's a professor at Stanford. And the other person that we're going to be talking about is Rachel Maddow. Okay, there we go. Right, we all know her, or at least a lot of people do. Right, yeah, she went to Stanford, then Oxford. I hope you guys are seeing a pattern now, right? It's like these people. So don't feel bad if you didn't go to one of these fancy schools, you know. And apparently, from what we can see is a lot of them they actually paid for their kids to go to those schools. It's not that they're that smart, you know. So yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, let's go to. Yeah, there we go. I already have it on that other screen. Um, CMZ, because I don't have, because they still have, MSNBC. Of course, they deleted the video, so it was so embarrassing. So listen to what he said. Okay, there you go.
On Ukrainian television just 30 minutes ago. Brave journalists, just like our team covering the war there in Kiev. And one of the commentators said something interesting about how horrific this war is. And remember, these are people who suffered under fascism that fought the Nazis. And as the Nazis came and the Red Army came back through, one of the Russian journalists said, there's one difference between Hitler when he was coming in and Putin. Hitler didn't kill ethnic Germans. He didn't kill German-speaking people. That's I think people need to remember that when we're talking about cities
Is it showing now? Let me see.
Mariupol and Kiev, there are large populations there. Up to a third and sometimes as much to a half.
Hold on, let me.
Russian speakers and are ethnic Russian.
Sorry, let me start it over.
Said something interesting about how horrific this war is. And remember, these are people who suffered under fascism, that fought the Nazis. And as the Nazis came, then the Red Army came back through. One of the Russian journalists said, there's one difference between Hitler when he was coming in and Putin. Hitler didn't kill ethnic Germans.
Wow.
He didn't kill German-speaking people.
So again, he's saying Hitler during World War II that Hitler didn't kill ethnic Germans, because he's trying to make a comparison that Putin is going into Ukraine, killing ethnic Russian that are in Ukraine, because since especially since Putin said the Ukrainian people and the Russians all one and the same, and since he is killing civilians, that therefore he's also killing ethnic Russians, right? That is happening. But to say that Hitler didn't kill ethnic Germans is totally wrong, right? What do I mean? So when during World War II, right, and this is something that most of you guys would know, and that's something that I learned in middle school. I wasn't even in high school yet. Hitler killed German Jews also. So in his logic, right, in order to try to make it seems that Putin is so bad that he's essentially basically lying for Hitler, right? He's making Hitler's argument for him, because and one of the reasons that Hitler gave for killing the Jews, especially the German Jews, he was saying that they're not ethnically Germans, because Hitler's whole thing was that he needs to create an Aryan race, right? So then, therefore, the Jews doesn't count, and that's what he's essentially saying there too, because he said that Hitler didn't kill ethnic Germans. So then we all know Hitler kills the Jews. So it's upside down on its head, and those are our expert. This is not just a regular guy. This is not someone that just misspoke. This is someone who was U.S. ambassador to Russia. You would think it's someone that's an expert, someone who's on TV all the time, spewing this lie. If Joseph Goebbels, which was Hitler's chief propaganda, were to come in 2022 and saying this, how would you defend Hitler? He couldn't have done a better job than him. And I'm serious about that. So the homosexuals that Hitler was killing, the German homosexuals, weren't Germans. Those doesn't count. The mentally ill Germans that he was killing, those doesn't count. And that wasn't even just in Germany, in Austria too, in Czechoslovakia too. Those doesn't count. And according to him, if you using his logic, and those are all our experts. Look, so I hope you guys are seeing. Are you guys still seeing the screen? Let me see. Okay. Let me go back to this. Yeah. So we heard what he said, right? And this is Richard Maddow, right? One of our experts, right? Went to Stanford. This is something that in high school, right? He says one difference between Putin and Hitler is that Hitler didn't kill ethnic Germans, German-speaking people. Putin slaughters the very people he said he comes to liberate. Are you kidding me? Right? And I think she is gay, right? She's a lesbian. and she doesn't know that Hitler was killing gays in 19 in 19 and in the 1930s, 1940s. She doesn't know that, and yet you're on TV and you're supposed to inform people. Yeah, she. I mean, thank God for TMZ still has it. She deleted those tweets. How embarrassing, right? But yet they're telling us people, oh yeah, yeah, you don't know what you should do, right? You can't think for yourself. You know, it's bad enough if you're giving someone facts, right? If you're giving someone facts, but you skewing them one way, but it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole other subject if you're giving them misinformation and also steering them another way. Your job as a news is to give someone the news, give them the facts, and let them draw their own conclusion. And that's the whole thing when you try to demonize someone, when you try someone to say someone is Hitler. That's what happens. Right? And you, in your effort to try to make Hitler look so, to try to make someone be Hitler, you actually elevating Hitler. So if someone, if so, let's say I'm a 15-year-old. I never heard. I didn't really dive deep into what Hitler did. And then if I'm watching on the news and I'm watching, oh, this is the former U.S. ambassador to Russia. He must know what he's talking about, right? He's an expert. He's on TV. He's a professor at Stanford. She went to Stanford. If they're saying Hitler didn't do that, guess what? I'm gonna say Hitler didn't do that, and maybe a few generations up, it's like, oh, Hitler's actually not that bad. And that's where the real danger lies. They don't realize what they're doing. Or maybe they do. Who knows? Right? So so yeah. And even even the Auschwitz memorial, Auschwitz was the biggest concentration camp. It was in Poland. They had to that one factual note: Hitler did kill ethnic Germans and German speaking people, those who opposed the Nazi regime, those who resisted, those who did not fit the West. I can't read that. He ordered the murder of the people with the different disabilities. Finally, the German Jews. Seriously, right? But they are our experts, right? Oh, yeah, you little people, you guys don't know. Let us think for you. And that's the thing. If I'm listening to someone like this, if you could get something so small, something so basic, not small in terms of its magnitude, but something so basic, wrong. What else are you getting wrong? Right? If you lying about the little stuff, what about the big stuff? So I just think we need to um I, I just think we need to make that clear. And again, I'm not supporting Putin. I'm not. But if Putin is bad enough, I don't need to lie and make it seem like I need to lie on him to make him seems far worse than he is. The facts should support that, and that's what it should be. It should be factual. Is he killing innocent people? Yes, he is. But also, you have to understand that's nature of war. Also, but is he putting people in concentration camps? No. Is he the second coming of Hitler? No. This is something that I want to show you guys. Hold on. Right? This is something that. Why is my internet so slow? um, Give me 1 second. Look, this is hold on.
agree Donald Trump might be the most divisive.
Hold on, let me see. Okay, so it is showing now. Okay.
Presidential candidate ever, even as he continues to win primaries. Many are open.
Look, hold on. This is the Daily News, March 11th, 2016. Trump hasn't even been elected yet. Trump is Hitler. Seriously? So just saying for calling someone names, yes, I agree. Trump does do something that I don't agree with. But to compare him to Hitler in 2016, he's not even elected yet. All right, let's continue. Look, and I know this is supposed to be a comedy show. All right, look, this is what's her name? Sarah Silverman. There you go. She comes out and dressed as Hitler. Right? Of course, she can do it because she's Jewish. Yeah. But look, and again, I know this is a comedy show, right? It's supposed to be a joke. Look, embracing Hitler. So that's what you're basically saying. You would embrace Hitler. Right? Yeah. Tell me if you laugh. Tell me if any of you guys find this funny or any way. Tell me if you'll even smirk, have a smirk on your face.
I know. So my understanding is you want to clear the air because you think you're being unfavorably compared to.
So the whole thing about the show is that about that bit is that they're trying to say that Hitler's here to clear his name because by comparing him to Trump, it's like, oh, I'm not as bad as Trump. Trump is worst.
Don't get me wrong, I agree with a lot he says, a lot. Like 90% of what he says, I'm like, this guy gets it. But it's just, I don't like the way he says it. It's crass.
Yeah, yeah. Trump is very, very crass. Yeah.
Yeah, and what kind of person talks about his penis size on national television? Oh yeah, I'm so sure Donald Trump has a big penis. I famously have a micro.
So the fact that Trump talked about his penis, right? That's comparable to killing millions of innocent people. Think about that for a second. See, that's the thing. That's where the comparison is. Now, Trump was Hitler. Now, what Putin is doing is Hitler. You see what I mean? You dilute the word, and Hitler is supposed to be the worst of the worst, and he earns that reputation. But this is what happened, and I bet you. Listen, I'm a student of history, and history. I mean, Mark Twain says, history doesn't repeat itself, but it sure rhymes. If we do have someone that's as bad or worse, God forbid, as Hitler, whether that's 10 years from now or 500 years from now, it will happen again. But guess what? When someone is giving out the warning signs, I'm like, really? Yeah, he's Hitler. Just like you said, Trump was Hitler. Just like you said, Putin was Hitler. And again, I'm not defending Putin, right? But what are the facts? Don't go based on your feelings. Oh, it makes me feel good because I disagree with him. It makes me feel good for me to demonize him. You know, there's a saying in debate is when someone starts losing the debate is when the first person to mention Hitler is the person that's losing. It's when you have no argument. Okay, again, we all know what Hitler did, right? But if you're going to compare that person to Hitler, is what did he do? Just like I showed you with Mao. Mao killed millions of people in the Great Leap Forward, in the Great Cultural Revolution. Stalin in the purges, and in the Great Famine. He killed many Ukrainian. I think the famine was called Holodomor. I would have scratched that, but he did. Pol Pot. Those are things that happened last centuries, in the last century, right? But here they're comparing Trump to Hitler because he bragged about his penis size. Let's continue.
That's what makes a tyrant.
Right. Yeah. No.
Right. So someone saying something about their penis makes him a tyrant.
Hitler, I am very sorry to hear about your micropenis.
I had a gold filling every time I heard that. Oh, I can't believe Hitler went there.
Yeah. Hitler. Anyway, we get it.
Anyway, all these comparisons to Trump, it's like, it bums me out. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes I watch him and I'm like, is that how people see me? You know, like, and I have to be honest, Trump, he's starting to make me rethink some of the things I've done. Who am I kidding? I gotta be me.
Yeah. You're right. Well, thanks for clearing all that up, Hitler.
Oh, my pleasure, Andy. I'll see you at the beach house this weekend.
You really don't.
Hey,
Yeah. So they're gonna have a beach house party with Hitler. Yeah, I can't anymore. It's not funny. I get it. It's supposed to be a joke, but even so, it's not funny. It's not even funny. And you're comparing someone that just because you disagree about their political views, they're Hitler. And that's what's happening now. You know, in order for you to um demonize someone so bad, right? You're willing to elevate the worst of the worst, right? Lying for Hitler, or Hitler didn't kill ethnic Germans. Yeah, good job, Michael McFaul. You're saying Hitler didn't kill, though the Jews weren't real Germans, basically, right? We know that happened. We know they killed them, so they're not real Germans, right? That's what Hitler said. The homosexuals are not real Germans. The people with mental disabilities are not real Germans, right? Any other Germans that disagreed with him that he killed are not real Germans, right? And then you are our experts, right? Just like the expert said, or in 2016, Trump was going to lose. A lot of the time, the experts, they don't know what they're talking about. That's why their job should be, especially in the news, just give the information. I'll draw my own conclusion from it. And again, what I'm saying also, challenge it, look it up, do the research for yourself. You shouldn't just take my word for it. And by the way, I'm not defending Putin. Also, there are German, they're all Nazis in Ukraine. That's a fact. Now, is it as big as Putin trying to make it seems out to be? No, it's not. Right? Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. Let me show you. Oh yes, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Hold on, let me see. But yeah, but just look it up. Just look up Nazis in Ukraine. There are real Nazis, guys. But it's not. It's small. It's not just like there's some fringe Nazi group in the U.S. Although in Ukraine it is a little bit more, right? But just give the facts straight. When you lie like that for someone, then what happened is then they find out, oh, maybe that person is not as bad as you make it seems out to be. When it was bad, but it's just that since you wanted to make it seem like that person is so bad and you had to lie for them, then you pollute someone's mind that way. Right? So anyway, just think about that. Do the research for yourself. Don't go into hold on. Someone got a question. It says, one silly question. Who's that woman in your thumbnail? Oh, that was Rachel Maddow. She's the she was on his show. I don't know if you in the beginning of the video I showed Michael McFaul, the he was a U.S. ambassador to Russia. He was on the show. That's whose show was um he was on. And then also I showed a tweet that she tweeted out saying that Hitler didn't kill ethnic. She basically echoed what McFarlane said, right? And they're our expert, right? They went to Harvard. Yeah, Harvard is probably one of them too, but they went to Stanford, right? It's like, oh, you small people don't know. No, they probably know more than you, right? That's basic stuff that you learn in freaking middle school. Anyway, guys, do the research for yourself. Don't listen to the so-called experts. You know, experts, they're just like people. They're just like people, me and you. In certain areas, yes. Doctors, yes, I'm not going to listen to Joe Blow down the street and not listen to my doctor. But when it comes to stuff like that, no. See both sides and do your own research. Look up for people who doesn't have an agenda. Let's not try to demonize someone. You know, that's a telltale sign that you should look for. You know, calling someone Hitler. You know, there you go. Or if they went to Stanford. so yeah. I'm gonna end the show now. Let me know if you comment and like, subscribe, and I'm gonna let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer questions that you might have later on or any clarifications. Thank you.